All right, students, now we're going to talk about how do energy drinks work. Are some of the claims about energy drinks accurate? So we're going to look at what's in these energy drinks and what your body actually needs. So they claim to increase energy levels, mental awareness, reduce muscle fatigue. They do not contain carbohydrates, proteins, or fats, and they're considered dietary supplements, not really food. And so since they're not food, they're not regulated by the FDA. They do contain vitamins, minerals, food additives, and stimulants, which is what most people use energy drinks for, is the stimulants. And so the typical ingredients in a 5-hour energy drink is niacin, B6, folic, B12, which are all B vitamins, taurine, glucuronic acid, malic acid, tyrosine, phenylalanine, which are amino acids as well, and then of course caffeine and acetylcholine. So check this out. Is this true or false based on what we just looked at? And vitamins are these organic molecules that your body needs in generally small amounts, but vitamins are organic molecules. Some of them we can make ourselves. Some of them we cannot make and we require in our diet. They act as coenzymes that assist in chemical reactions. So here is an enzyme. Without a coenzyme, it's inactive. It's not working properly. The chemical substrate will come in. It can't bind, and so the chemical reaction cannot take place. But if you have a coenzyme, so here we have an inactive enzyme, but a coenzyme, a helper basically, comes in and binds. It makes this enzyme have a specific shape so that the reaction can take place. Vitamins act as hormones like vitamin D. They can direct organs to perform functions. They can be antioxidants, which is important. Oxygen is actually pretty harmful to your cells, which is why anaerobic bacteria can't survive in oxygen atmosphere. Vitamins can be water soluble. They're not stored for long periods, and they need to be replaced like B vitamins and vitamin C. They can be fat soluble. These are kind of longer lasting, like vitamins A, D, E, and K. Vitamin like B12 can interact with cellular respiration pathways in a variety of ways. Pantothenic acid helps in the preparatory reactions, and we can produce vitamin B1 that way. So there's a couple of ways that vitamins kind of improve our energy production. These are ways that we get certain vitamins, like B1 are in nuts, seeds, cereals. B6 we get in cereals, bananas, beans, helps us to break down nutrients. Vitamin B12 helps us to convert fats and proteins to go into cellular respiration. We get those in like fish, poultry, dairy. You can read these things and kind of check out where we get certain vitamins and what they do for us. Here's another quick check to make sure that you kind of understand what we're talking about. Here's caffeine. Caffeine is a natural chemical that's made by some plants like coffee, tea, cocoa, and it's a defense mechanism to keep insects and animals from eating the leaves. So it's not toxic per se, but caffeine is a defensive mechanism made from plants to keep things from eating them. It's water soluble, it's fat soluble, it's psychoactive, it blocks adenosine receptors in the brain, reducing drowsiness, increases your metabolic rate, causing more energy to be generated. It causes your brain to produce hormones that release fatty acids, generating energy, and it can increase blood glucose levels as well. So here's a question about caffeine. Make sure you can answer that. Energy blend contents like taurine, glucuronic acid. These are some of the effects that these things have on metabolism. And so energy drinks do not really contain energy, but vitamins and stimulants that interact with your metabolic pathways that can make you feel as though you're more energetic. But it also has some negative side effects too. B vitamins in energy drinks interact with pathways and could supplement deficiencies, but B vitamins are likely to be excreted with urine because they are water soluble. Folic acid builds new cells, but it's not known to increase alertness. Caffeine likely accounts for most of the effects people feel in energy drinks, as it has a strong influence on your central nervous system to make you feel more alert. Taurine has some benefits and disease preventative, and it may increase athletic performance, so that's one good thing. Glucuronic acid can help reduce fatigue, and malic acid is an intermediate of the citric acid cycle, and it can help treat chronic fatigue syndrome. These tyrosine helps phenylalanine. It's found in meat, milk products. It doesn't really have an interaction with metabolic pathways. And acetylcholine is naturally produced, and it's used to form brain tissue. It can also act as a stimulant too. And so, the caffeine and B vitamins are more likely than the energy blend to contribute to an energy drink's effectiveness. And the caffeine has effects that maybe aren't desirable. And B vitamins don't really stick around very long since they're water soluble. So this was a pretty short chapter. Check out these questions here to make sure you kind of understand the things that we talked about.